Yes!
Lacey, 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 that's the name you should know. Lacey, 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 she's the star of the show. Wait, that's the wrong franchise. It's Lacey time once again on this episode of Hyperforce, a rambly video series where I talk about design, writing, oddities, reviews, basically anything related to my passions and or profession that I want to shout about, like when Sonic starts doing tricks in Sonic Rush. Today, I felt like expanding upon Lacey's design with a few extra additions. A super form, a backstory, and a doppelganger. Yes! I'm going to be giving Lacey a super form, finally sort out her backstory, and give her her own doppelganger. Oh yeah! This is happening! So, we all know how Sonic and his friends can turn into these all-powerful super forms. Right? Some people create super forms for their FCs, like Super S&T for example. So what happens when the little gremlin Lacey gets a hold of the 7 Chaos Emeralds? Well, she goes super, duh, but what would she look like? Well, realistically, since she isn't a super important major character like Sonic, Shadow, Silver, or Blaze, she would just get a glowy super form like Tails, Knuckles, Mighty Ray, and Amy. But that's no fun, is it? I wanted to give Lacey something stand out about her super form, and not just a change in her colour and spike up her fur. I wanted there to be some sort of big change for her. Maybe a new kind of sword. Split swords are cool, or whatever the hell you call these things. But something hit me. One day, it just came to me. Dual wielding. What if Lacey gained a second sword when super? That's the missing key. Blade. So Lacey, go super! Show the audience the power of the Chaos Emeralds. Isn't that so cool? I hope. Lacey gains a second sword, and her haircut is also reflective of this change. When super forms change the design, the hair is the most notable change. Since Lacey's hair already spikes upwards, it would be pretty hard to make a distinct difference between normal and super Lacey's hair. But thanks to the dual swords concept, Lacey grows more hair. There's also a dip in both hair spikes, just to make it look more flared up. Speaking of flared, her colour is blue to represent blue fire, a stronger form of fire. I know that this incarnation of Lacey does not have any fire powers, but it just looks so damn cool on her, I think anyways. I mean, realistically, she should be golden like this. But screw it, if Blaze can turn pink when she's burning Blaze, Lacey can be blue when she turns super. Dual Lacey? Super Lacey? Dual Lacey? Dual wield Lacey? Super Lacey. Tails ain't the only one with 2 tails now. Lacey can cause even more carnage with her invincible power and 2 tails, able to slice and dice at an even faster rate. So how did she grow a second tail? Well, the Chaos Emeralds turn thoughts into power. Lacey's a pretty lucid girl, so her desire to dual-wield swords manifests into, well, this. You could also say that she turns blue because she wants to be a hero like Sonic, but I don't fucking know, lol. Human Sonic Lacey, but super! Yeah, of course I designed a human version. What did you expect? Me not to make a human form? Huh? Alert! Because Sega's pussies and they don't want to acknowledge the hyperforms, what about Hyper Lacey? 3 swords? Triple wielding? Nah, that would be too much. It would be too cluttered of a design. So instead, it's Super Lacey, but she glows the colours that Hypersonic does. She's even stronger, even faster, can also nuke the surrounding area with the clash of her tails, like Hypersonic's air dash, and is just, well, even more worrying. That kind of power with this kind of girl. Thank God above that Lacey's a good guy. right? So, what do you think of Super Lacey? Cool design? Cool concept? How would have you done a super form? Is Hyper Lacey terrifying? Let me know in the comments below. Now, just so you're aware, the backstory for this version of Lacey is not the same as the Dreamshot version of Lacey's. Don't worry about this segment being a spoiler for Dreamshot whenever that project gets off the ground. Sonic Lacey and Dreamshot Lacey have two completely different backstories. So, with that all clarified, are you ready for Lacey's deep, dark backstory? Well, it all happened one day. The red panda was just minding her own business, until she was kidnapped by the evil Dr. Eggman. What the fuck is this tone of voice? When she was dragged back to his laboratory, she was experimented on. The doctor came up with a new, evil plan. Dr. Eggman wanted to try an experiment on turning animals directly into badniks, or robots, or whatever. I'm gonna keep on reading this like Darkwing Duck, and you can't stop me! Darkwing Hyperforce. God, not again.
Darkwing Hyperforce! Hey, DW, are you done monologuing yet? I'm bored.
Huh? Darkwing Hyperfuck? Oh, Darkwing Hyperfuck!
Hi, I'm Darkwing Hyperforce. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Hyperforce.
Trapping human-sized animals into robots just wasn't gonna work without making gigantic robots. So the idea to turn them directly into robots seemed more efficient. Essentially, Eggman's gonna take Anthro animals like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, all them, and put them into, like, robot shells, because bigger animal must mean more power, right? Instead of the tiny little flickies. Yeah, you get it. After some biomechanics, Lacey was given her iconic bladed tail. Before Eggman could brainwash Lacey with a special chip built inside of the robot suit he was gonna put her in, Lacey did wake up, broke out of Eggman's grasp, and escaped. Sadly though, her normal life and tail were lost because of this incident. Poor little Lacey is now the freak of Windy Hill Village. And that is her sad, looming backstory. What do you mean it's just Crash Bandicoot? Okay, so this is just Crash Bandicoot. I knew that my jokey FC would have to add some sort of weird jokey backstory to go along with her. She was experimented on by Eggman. That seems like the kind of backstory someone with no self-awareness would give to their FC, and take it seriously. I did realize after coming up with this backstory that it is basically just Crash, the animal hero, gets kidnapped by the mad scientist wanting to use animals to take over the world. The animal escapes. Uh-oh. And they are now that scientist's worst nightmare. Actually, now that I think about it, this was just the Sonic Bible's backstory for Sonic. Oh well, I kinda like it. This is so stupid. It's perfect for Lacey the Bladed Tail Red Panda fan character for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Ad-libbing Jody here, this may not be the best backstory for Lacey that I could come up with, but it was something that I deemed worthy enough. What I'm saying is, this is a disclaimer, Sonic Lacey's backstory might completely change in like a few months if I think of anything better. Not to say that I'm not super upset with this idea, but it could be better. I don't know, does Sonic Lacey require that much effort? I don't fucking know. This is like a temporary thing, so I just wanted a cool backstory for Lacey that could also be kind of stupid. And, well, that's what we just went through. So Lacey's backstory may change, I don't know. I just wanted something noted down. Give Lacey something more concrete than just, she exists. So, what do you think of Sonic Lacey's backstory? Too stupid? Perfectly stupid? What would have you made her backstory? Let me know in the comments below. And if any of you think of a better backstory for Lacey, I might steal it for myself. Haha, hooba dooba. Hey you! Yes, you! Want to play a fun, energetic, adventurous story with a big cast of fun characters. Taking place in a modern fantasy, gunplay, AR sports centered world, then please check out my visual novel with a simple yet vast battle system, Armatolum Showdown. It's about a group of late teenagers, young adults, trying to uncover the lost history of the new kingdom of Bidondera and the AR sport of Armatolum. Along the way, you'll fight villains trying to do the same, and grow bonds with your party and the island. When a fight occurs within the story, you play the game's fight scenes while customizing your blaster's abilities and ammo. The game features many characters with their own unique ways to throw down a showdown, along with many different game modes to spice up the way you battle your opponents. I'm plugging my game because if you like both Beat 'em On and Bottleman, then you will love Armatolum. You can download the demo or play the full early access work in progress game over on my itch.io. Development will carry on once the lovely people want more Armatolum. If you want more, you get more. It would be amazing and mean the world to me if you at least tried out the demo. If that doesn't tickle your fancy, then maybe my top-down combat adventure prototype game, Dream Shot, might. You control 3 differently elementally themed characters as you explore the weird worlds of the escape zones to free its host from a never-ending nightmare. Each of the playable characters have their own skills and stats, within a combat system that encourages you to mix and match those 3's powers. The game is completely free and it's short, so there's no harm's done in giving it a go. I just want to know if the gameplay is a good idea or not. If it is, then I will expand the story and gameplay. I also have a speedrun time on the game, so if you want to see if you can beat the developer's time, then give it a Dream Shot. Ha! Ha! Thank you for listening to my adverts. I'll let you get back to your regularly scheduled J5 the Hyperforce content. This part of the video was actually going to detail a proper rival for Lacey, but since I went into so much detail about this rival character, it really warrants its own video. So instead, you know Metal Sonic? One of Sonic's many robotic doppelgangers. Mecha Sonic Mark 1 from Sonic 2, Silver Sonic from Game Gear Sonic 2, Pseudo Sonic from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Metal Sonic from Sonic CD, Mecha Sonic Mark 2 from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Mecha Sonic Mark 3 from Sonic Adventure, Chaos Sonic from Sonic Prime, and so many more! There's just so many Sonics! And that isn't even all of them. You know, there's some from the comics, but whatever. But it's not just Sonic. There are other Eggman-made doppelgangers of the cast. Tails Doll from Sonic R, Metal Knuckles from Sonic R, and Mecha Knuckles from Sonic Advance. Egg Robo from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, if that counts. It's a badnik and mass-produced, but he's a Metal Eggman in a sense. Right? A certain Egg Robo was the main antagonist of Knuckles' story in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so back on topic, there's even Shadow androids from Shadow the Hedgehog. This character trope shows up in the Sonic series just enough for it to be like a trope. I'm going to make a Metal Lacey anyways and you can't stop me. This is kind of fitting for Lacey's backstory, come to think of it. This is Metal Lacerate, a robot designed by Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik to finish off what he started. To get rid of his mistake in creating the bladed tail Lass. Fight fire with fire. Or fight sword with sword? Who brings a robot to a sword fight? First, let's cover the name. Metal Lacerate. Metal comes from it being the series of robots. I was going to be fancy by calling her Metallic or Steel Lacerate, like the metal swords are made out of, you know, steel. But it kind of overcomplicated things. Keeping it to metal is instantly recognizable. And as for Lacerate, remember, the Sonic version of Lacey's full name is Lacerate the Red Panda. Lacey is a nickname, and if I didn't make that clear in the previous video, I'm sorry. Plus, using the Lacerate name helps this robot Lacey stand out more. It's not just Metal Lacey, it's Metal Lacerate. Secondly, for her design, what can I say outside of it's a robot Lacey? Metal Sonic, but instead of Sonic, it's Lacey. The jet engine is there, the sharp hands are there, art style aside, the black eyes with red rings for pupils are there. It's all there. The tail could be sharper? It acts like a third arm attached right above the butt. The sword-like spike of hair on Lacey is now an actual sword on Metal Lacerate. So yeah, Metal Lacey. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty deadly as well. She's basically a walking Swiss Army knife, if all of the options were swords. I was actually thinking of giving her guns, because how do you defeat a melee user with ranged weaponry? But I felt that would be kind of cheating, to be honest. Maybe Metal Lacerate has the chest laser like Metal Sonic does, I guess, I don't know. Oh, and me being me, here's the human version. Well, human-like robot version. I designed an air funnel to mimic the shape of Lacey's chest, and her hands can transform into her swords. But besides from that, most of it is the same as the Sonic version. One's a red panda, one's a human. Hooba, dooba, done. Thirdly, personality-wise, she wants to defeat Lacey? Do metals have personalities? Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Do metals have personalities? That is an absurd science question that Vsauce would answer, actually. Metal Sonic's whole thing is to surpass Sonic. Sure, he's a bit sassy in the comics, but Metal's cool factor is his presence. That sinister glare with his killer movements and posing. Metal may not have much of a personality, but he certainly has a lot of character, if that makes sense. Metal Lacerate would pretty much be the same deal. She may not have a personality, but she certainly has a lot of character, matching Lacey's every move. Or she could be a little gremlin just like Lacey, I don't know. So, do you like Metal Lacerate? Either the animal or human form? Any more cool suggestions for this Metal Red Panda abomination? Let me know in the comments below! So, how did you like this bonus content for Lacey the Red Panda? She got a super form, she got a backstory, and she got a Metal Series rival, Doppelganger, whatever. Are they all good and fitting for this shitpost of a Sonic OC? FC, whatever. Let me know in the comments below. The next video in this Lacey saga will be covering her actual rival. You know, something akin to a Knuckles or a Shadow to Lacey's Sonic. Again, their segment was so huge that it might as well just be its own video. Keeping it in this video would just make it feel real messy. It would be like these random Lacey bits, and then it suddenly turns into a full-on character design video. I did want this video to be a grab bag of bonus Lacey content, but the rival just completely changed the feeling of the video. Basically, I didn't like it. So next time on a Lacey-themed Hyper Talks, I will be covering Lacey's rival, Lacey's Knuckles, Lacey's Shadow. So now we're at this part of the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. It's important feedback for my content, and helps me out in YouTube's algorithm and all that shit. Follow me on Twitter.
Pinky boy, it's called X now. Get it right.
Who gives a shit, Marek? At J5 the Hyperforce to keep up to date with whatever projects I'm working on. Keep up to date with J5 vs Shuffle nearing a rematch. Suggest ideas to me, or see me teasing upcoming content. Or shitpost. I sometimes like to throw my brain farts out on there. If you have any fanarts to send me, like maybe of Lacey and or Metal Lacerate, Super Lacey, maybe of another fan character of mine, Rena Beena, maybe VTuber Jody and / or Sakura Yui, or anything else relating to me, send them to me on my Twitter, shut up Marek, and I will feature them in the next Hyper Talks video I will be editing at the time. Don't forget to check out my video game, our Armatalum Showdown, the visual novel with a battle system. I swear to God, Armatalum's story is way more interesting and better than Sonic Lacey's backstory. A fun, adventurous story, a simple yet vast customization battle system, and funny characters. And is also based on hobby anime like Beat'em and Bottleman. So if you like those, you'll like Armatalum. There's also Project Dreamshot to try out. A version of the last of the video, Lacey, will be a pretty important character to that story. In fact, she's one of the main characters and is one of the main playable characters. So make sure to give the prototype game a shot. A Dreamshot? Ha! Ha! Dreamshot's narrative will be detailed at some point, so Lacey won't be done after the next Lacey video. She's here to stay, most likely, but the Dreamshot version of Lacey. Either ways, both of these games are fun and cool. One of them's a prototype and one of them's more developed, but hey, give them a shot. Play them, please. I am on my knees begging, please. Actually, Jodie on her knees begging would actually be the perfect height for. And with all that said and done, this has been J5, the Hyperforce. I will see you whenever next. Goodbye.